The homosexuals.
Most Americans are repelled by the mere notion of homosexuality.
Is in fact a mental illness.
2 out of 3 Americans look upon homosexuals with disgust, discomfort, or fear. 1 out of 10 says hate.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
My name is Harvey Milk, and I'm here to recruit you. My name is Harvey Milk, and I want to recruit you.
He filed a petition for a statewide referendum to fire all gay teachers and anyone who supports them.
What it's doing, what these people are doing, is changing our morals from our religious background, and I don't want that.
My name is Harvey Milk, and I'm here to recruit you.
The issue in California is whether school boards should be allowed to fire teachers who are known homosexuals. The courts have ruled they cannot. Boards must prove a teacher's homosexuality adversely affects children and makes him unfit for the classroom. State Senator John Briggs wants to change that.
My proposition promises to protect our children from these gay perverts and pedophiles who recruit our children to participate in their deviant lifestyle, including the ones who do it in our public schools. The time has come for us to root them out.
We don't allow people who practice bestiality to teach our children, and the reason we don't is because it's illegal. It is not illegal to be a homosexual in California.
And your law goes even further. It's any school employee who even supports a gay person.
But gay people don't have any children of their own, and if they don't recruit our children, they'd all just die away. You know, and that's why they're also interested in becoming teachers, because they want to encourage our children to join them.
I was born of heterosexual parents, taught by heterosexual teachers, in a fiercely heterosexual society. So why then am I homosexual?
Code 3, room 200. Calling the mayor's office. Hey everyone, 1023 for one moment. We're trying to ascertain what is happening.
As president of the Board of Supervisors, it's my duty to make this announcement. Both Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
Because of a deeper shift that we're seeing, a transformation not only written into our laws, but woven into the fabric of our society.
We just hope for equal and fair treatment from our government.
It's playing out in legislatures like New York, and courtrooms, and in the ballot box, but it's also happening around water coolers, and at the Thanksgiving table, and on Facebook, and Twitter, and at PTA meetings, and potluck dinners, and church socials, and VFW.
You're telling Iowans that some among you are second-class citizens who do not have the right to marry the person you love. So will this vote affect my family? Would it affect yours?
It happens when people look past their ultimately minor differences to see themselves in the hopes and struggles of their fellow human beings. That's where change is happening. And that's not just the story of the gay rights movement, that's the story of America.
I don't think that children are too young in grade 1 or 2 or kindergarten or when they're 3 years old. And it's an opportunity to share with them knowledge about the way that people care about each other and that there are relationships that involve people of the same sex or the same gender. That some children have 2 moms or 2 dads. Some children are being raised by their grandparents. Some children are being raised by only their dad. That we can have those conversations with children because they're having them with each other.
California becoming the first state to pass a law requiring public schools to teach gay and lesbian history. To advocates, it's about time, but critics say teaching gay history does the students a disservice.
And we must protect the taxpayers by keeping this kind of trash out of our schools.
Why is it necessary to teach gay history?
Now, gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender kids that are in school will get the positive reinforcement and self-esteem that they deserve. They are who they are who they're born as they're born, and they need to hear that there are role models out there, that there are people in history who have done great things, who have been productive members of society, and they, like me, I wish that when I was a kid in the 60s, I had known of Bayard Rustin, or I had known about Michelangelo, or Alexander the Great.
It's ridiculous to be using a history curriculum to try to boost students' self-esteem. The purpose of history is to teach history. And what this really amounts to is injecting pro-homosexual propaganda in the curriculum, making the schools take sides in the culture war. And we know it will be a one-sided curriculum because they explicitly forbid anything that might, quote-unquote, reflect adversely upon the groups involved. That's not accurate and not balanced history.
We hear about all the heterosexual people. I mean, we live in a heterosexual supremacist society, and we need to live in a much more diverse society than that. That's not just what America is.
This is a direct attack upon the orthodox teachings of the 3 major monotheistic religions, all of which have taught that homosexuality was immoral, and it is a violation of the religious liberty of those who believe in the teachings of those religions and the parents who don't want their children subjected to anti-religious propaganda in the schools. I just want to say we support programs to reduce bullying, but the bullying, we should prevent bullying against anybody and not be singling out specific categories of groups for special protection. That has nothing to do with the social studies curriculum in the school.
The intention here is to change the course of history quite literally in California public schools by requiring kids to learn about the contributions made not just by ethnic groups and women, but by gay and transgender Americans too. Every school district would get to decide which people would be warranting study and discussion in the classroom, but some supporters say that slain San Francisco Supervisor Harvey Milk would be an appropriate choice. They say his fight for civil rights is every bit as worthy of instruction as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s. But critics claim the legislation hijacks history class to promote a gay agenda.
In the past, history taught about what people did, what they accomplished. It didn't focus on their sexuality, what they did in the bedroom. And yet that is what this legislation will impose upon every public school in the state of California, dealing with heterosexuality, homosexual role models, transgender role models, all the way down to the kindergarten.
It's not like they talked about what kind of sex Martin Luther King was having. They're talking about history. This person fought for black rights, this person fought for gay rights.
No one cares if you're gay. It's like barely nobody knows in the world. It's like, what's the big whoop?
Parents will be labeled intolerant if they object to inclusive education programs like this one last month in Oakland. We visited a school where kids were taught that people can have more than one gender or no gender at all.
Because you don't like gay people, since you don't like gay people, and because you're a bigot, we're not allowed to learn. Our kids aren't allowed to learn about what he did.
We should not be afraid to teach our children of the broad diversity of human experience. It's not going away. It's always been with us. We have different kinds of people. They are under law to be treated equally. Why would we not want to teach our children this?
And no offense meant, but if it were true that children mimic their teachers, we'd have a hell of a lot more nuns running around.